Solana's price action is up over 13% since we last put a video out, showcasing the potential for a long trade. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the price action of Solana, reviewing our trade open and potential take profit area as to whether or not we need to take any profit off the table or potentially readjust our trade. As I get into today's video, smash that like button if you're new, subscribe, and let's jump right down into the charts. So here we have Solana paired up with USDT. We're on the 1-day Binance chart here, and as you can kind of see, we're tracking quite nicely on this move to the upside. So we were in the last video discussing the idea about finding support here on our 200 EMA after getting these micro movements on the smaller time frames out of the way. If we jump down into here, we can see that we kind of came down, tapped into all of these ranges, and then we started to get some really good traction out of these ranges. We were talking about going long approximately around that $141 level and essentially tracking this profit to the upside. Now, our targeted range for this is actually quite significant, and it's one of those things where, you know, I don't think we're going to reach its full potential, but it's something that we want to be mindful of, right? And we're talking about that idea of $200 to $222. It's a possible scenario where we are looking for a bigger kind of structural change, but I don't think we're going to get that far. I think we're going to be finding resistance right up here at that $174 level. Our take profit on our trade at the moment is 170. Okay, coming in, as you can kind of see, right on this pocket of resistance here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and delete the fibs and zoom in here. So this pocket of resistance was basically a previous support area that was lost, turned to resistance, and is likely to remain resistance. Okay, now in here, our take profit is on the higher side. Our risk reward ratio on this trade idea is 3.98. I think we would be better off basically targeting out at around $165 and locking in those profits. Alternatively, keep it at the 170, but lift your stop loss lower than your 50 EMA, which is currently sat at $152. If it's lower than $152 on your stop loss, and then if the market does decide to reverse on you, you can still lock in profit while still hoping that you might reach those slightly higher levels. Okay, so it's one of those. You can either continue to move your take profit up or down, move your stop loss and follow the profit like a trailing stop, those kind of things. But this one's playing out quite nicely at the minute. So we have the potential for a move to the upside still. It's still very much in play. Let's go ahead and take a look at our situation here on the daily. Our daily is overbought, but it's not fully overbought. And what I mean by that is our smoothing of K, the white line coming through the chart, has barely even entered into the overbought area. The yellow line's still pushing 96.63, and until we see a cross on these, momentum's still bullish to the upside at the moment. It's also indicated on the 1 hour time frame where our stochastic RSI is in the oversold area. Okay, so we're not yet done with this push to the upside overall. Turn that off, bring on the relative strength index. You can still see that we're above the mid level. Plenty of room to grow to the upside. So some options there to see that actually bullish momentum still does exist. Now, my concerns are starting to come in though when we start taking a look and analyzing the buying volume. The buying volume is incredibly low here. Okay, it's not actually giving me a lot of confidence, specifically since there was a lot of selling pressure in this move to the downside that we saw. And unfortunately, we haven't been able to meet any decent buying pressure. Buying pressure is just decreasing. So this is a short-term move in line with our expectations here for this move to the downside. Another reason why I don't think we're going to breach that origin level coming in right here at $193. I think that's going to hold. A bullish breakout would happen there though, so keep a close eye on that. But for the most part, my expectations are that we should be starting to think about a short position on Solana, where we do target out $93 to $107. And I know there's definitely some people out there that don't understand fully and are basically saying, why would you go short on Solana? Well, I'm talking about the next move. I'm not talking about what's going to happen in the next, week necessarily. I don't know how to time the market, but what I can say is that if this area holds up as resistance and we get confirmed resistance here, well, we want to be going short, and we want to put a stop loss just above that previous swing high, and we want to go ahead and target down here, because this is again another fantastic short position that is giving us the option and opportunity, I should say, to basically extract liquidity from the market, right? Every trader is trying to do the same thing. And so we're getting some really good work with this long position that we were talking about. And well, when that completes, we're going to look for short in the market because we can always go in one of the directions. So I'm still thinking, unless proven otherwise, that we are moving down to that $93 to $107, and that's the expectation on the market. Okay, so lots of volatility. We're still looking for a push higher, though at the moment we haven't finished with the push higher. But when we do get confirmed rejections from the area of my expectation, anyway, between 165 and 171, if we can get confirmed rejection there, then yeah, I want to be going short on the market, and I want to be jumping down into the charts to basically short down to $107 on Solana. But again, all of this is a part of a bigger macro picture. It's not to say that I'm super bearish on Solana. I hold a pretty decent position in Sol, so I'd love it to do phenomenally well, and I think it's going to do phenomenally well. As you can kind of see here, we're just tracking this little bit of volatility. Nothing unusual about this, considering this is kind of exactly what you saw back here as well after a significant surge to the upside back in January 2023 to the lows of June 2023. Okay, it was great kind of area for accumulation, some pumps, some dumps, great trading opportunities, and it is another one just over here as well and over here. And so everything that we are seeing is actually just kind of in line with our bigger, broader market expectations. And the next big runs for Solana, in my opinion, will be into some new all-time highs. Okay, so although we kind of come across maybe bearish from time to time, this is an incredibly bullish place to be. $107 would be a great reset on Solana's price action. It would mark a pretty decent correction. It would put us at about 49%, which is in line with my expectations of this kind of stage of the market, where I've been talking about 50% corrections on many altcoins and have been for months. We've almost played out. They've almost completed, right? We've been in this big correction for a very long time. We've been talking about many altcoins that I've been accumulating at 60, 70% discount from where they were. Okay, Bitcoins potentially still got a little bit more of a pull to the downside along with Solana here, but they're going to put us into great places for accumulation to finish off this structure and take us to those next levels, of which the next kind of leg to the upside is going to be $246 to $316 in my opinion. Okay, and that's going to be a pretty great place to be. Now, it may overextend that, may do better. If we take this to a weekly chart, you can kind of see the expectations on this one. We can see that we are looking for a big, another 5-wave move to the upside that will start from here, and we are going to be looking for $688 to $1,200. Okay, potentially with the idea of $2,400 in the future at some point, maybe ETF and that kind of stuff. So for the most part, we're kind of tracking beautifully well for Solana, and nothing unusual is going on here. It's kind of business as usual, if you will, as we kind of see these corrections that are due. I know no one wants to see $107 unless, of course, you still haven't bought. I mean, I would like to add maybe a little bit more to my position, but I'm pretty happy with it as I've been dollar cost averaging the opportunity I have had so far. And I think, yeah, it's going to present more opportunity for building out that position before we get into these big runs to the upside. Percentage-wise, we've done a lot of percentages so far, but we could be looking at another 500 to 1,000% and maybe even another 2,000% in 2025. But, I do think 2025 is going to be a fantastic year for crypto overall. And I think we're going to see many, many new all-time highs across the altcoins themselves. But where do you sit with your price predictions for Solana? Let me know in the comments down below, or join us in our free Discord server linked in the description. We'd love to hear from you. And guys, if you haven't done so yet, go ahead and check out my second channel just here, where I go through the Cardano technical analysis every single day.